All right, here we go. Michael Jackson was born August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, to Catherine and Joseph Jackson. Michael was one of 10 Jackson siblings, although this is sometimes reported as 9 because one of his brothers was stillborn. Catherine was a homemaker and devout Jehovah's Witness and raised her children with the same beliefs. Joseph was a former guitarist who gave up his music career to support his family as a steelworker. He didn't allow his children to call him dad. They all had to call him Joe. And if you watch any of the interviews with the Jackson kids, you'll see this, and it's super weird. In the early 1960s, what would be known as the Jackson 5 was formed. Michael joined the group at only 5 years old and quickly emerged as a lead vocalist. Michael was immediately a standout and impressed the audience with his range, depth, and maturity as a performer. It seemed like he could really capture emotions that someone as young as him could have never felt. Joe really pushed his sons to succeed and was also reportedly violent at times. Michael said that he would be whipped by his father if he didn't perform up to his standards, and even said that Joe would sit at rehearsals with a belt in his hand and just wait for someone to mess up. It's actually reported that Michael was the only brother that stood up to his dad, and this was confirmed by the other Jackson boys. The group started to gain popularity as they went from playing at smaller gigs such as strip clubs to starting to open for big artists like Diana Ross. In 1969, the group signed to the Motown record label and moved to LA to continue to pursue their music career. In December of that same year, they released the single I Want You Back, which skyrocketed to number 1. Shortly after this, they released more chart-topping singles such as ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. The group continued a rigorous recording and touring schedule over the next few years, but Michael always knew that he wanted to branch out and go solo. In 1972, at only 14 years old, Michael releases the single Ben. This is his first solo single and quickly makes it to number 1. The Jackson 5 end up parting ways with Motown in 1976 and renamed themselves the Jacksons. Michael continues to tour with the group over the next few years while he pursues his solo career, but in 1983 he parts ways with them for good.